Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Oluwapelmi. I vlog about lessons from my life as relating to my relationship with God, parenting, marriage, and a whole lot of things. Thank you so much to my returning subscribers and welcome to my new subscribers. So I know it's been a while, but I'm back again. And happy new year. I pray that this year will be a blessed one for all of us in Jesus' name. So today I want to talk about plans that I have put in place for year 2023, some of the things that I have put in place for this new year. Some of them are a continuation of 2022, while some of them are new. So I hope that and I trust God that you'll be blessed by this video. So the first thing that I would say I've put in place for year 2023 is that I have set goals for this year, and I've also made plans on how I'm going to achieve each of the goals that I have set. I did not just set the goals in my mind or in my heart, but I have written down all my goals, and I've also put specific plans about how I want to achieve each of those goals. And the other thing I want to say is that I have ensured that my goals are specific, not just haphazard or vague, but I've ensured that I set specific goals. I've ensured that I set goals that are also time bounded, goals that I've set time to each of those goals, not just I want to do this, I want to do that, but I've also ensured that they are within a specific period of time, just so that I'm able to follow up on them. I'm going to do another video or probably write a blog post on how I set goals for a new year. But this is something that I've done. My journal is full on goals and plans and all of that for year 2023. So I would say that that is one thing that I have put in place. And aside this as well, I would say I've also established routines for the year. Some of the routines are a continuation of my routine for 2022, while some are also new. I've established my daily routines, I've established my weekly routines, I've established also my monthly routines. So I've blocked the calendar for my monthly routines, events that I want to organize this year. I already set dates for them. Things I want to do every week this year, I already set dates for them. So in short, the year is planned out already. So that's one thing that I would say that I've put in place for the new year. I'm also going to ensure flexibility, right? But I already have a plan. I have a plan. I've set goals, and so that's the first thing that I'll talk about. The other thing that I have put in place for the new year is that I've set myself up in accountability partnerships. So one thing that I have realized about achieving goals is that accountability is very, very essential. You would achieve your goals if you are not accountable to someone. You can't achieve your goals, but it will take a very high level of discipline. And so a way to really be sure and to really ensure that you actually achieve goals that you set for yourself is by making sure that you're accountable. It could be being accountable to a person, being accountable to a system. It's just good to put accountability in place, and I have really tried to do that, especially for my key goals, things that I really, really, really must achieve, and things also that I feel like it's very easy for me to stray, or it's very easy for me to to just be carried away. So I've ensured that I put myself in accountability partnership. I'm going to give you some examples. For example, for my quiet time every day, I have an accountability partner. She's actually my mentee that I told, okay, I'm going to be having my quiet time this time daily, and I want you to hold me accountable on this. And I decided to make my mentee my accountability partner for this, because I don't want to I don't want to I don't want to not be a good mentor, right? Because I know this is someone who is looking up to me, and I want to be a good example. So I feel like that would also help me to really be on top of the game towards achieving this particular goal. So another goal that I set, praying for my children every day. For this, I've set myself up in an accountability system of mothers praying for our children every day. So at a particular time, so I really don't have a choice. I just have to be there, right? So these are examples of ways in which I've set myself up for accountability for the goals that I really want to achieve in year 2023. Another thing that I would say I've put in place for year 2023 is that I have decided that in this year I want to wake up early so that I would set the tone for the day. In year 2022, if you know me well, you know that I've always said I'm a very nocturnal person. I am very active at night and all of that. And in year 2022, I would say that I slept late most of the times. I did most of my things at night, and of course, when you sleep late, it affects the time that you wake up the following morning. But in this year, I have decided that I want to change the structure of things. I really want to try sleeping early and waking up early to set the tone of things. Truthfully speaking, the first week has been really hard. I mean, this is something that I've been used to for a very long time, just staying late into the night to do my things. But then I'm really trusting God and also working on myself to ensure that I achieve this goal. I've also asked someone to hold me accountable on this. Also a beloved sister and a mentee as well. I've asked her to also hold me accountable on this, and I'm really, really working hard to ensure that I fulfill this goal, right? So another thing that I put in place for 2023, I would say, is sharing my goals with my husband. Of course, also as a way of accountability. So we had a session at the beginning of the year where we talked about our goals, our plans for the year, and also the ones that needs to be aligned. We aligned them together, and yeah, just also as a way of knowing these are the things that your beloved wife wants to do. These are the challenges that she's likely to face in doing them, and these are the ways that she can be of help. I mean, this is the closest person to me that really knows me, and yeah, so I've also put that in place. And another thing that I would say I've put in place for year 2023 is not going into year 2023 without a word from the Lord. I've trusted the Lord for a word from the year, and I'm grateful to God for giving me a word for the year, for directing me, and just loading me with His words and what He would have me follow and what He would have me hold on to for year 2023. And I feel like this is maybe the most important, having a word from the Lord, something to anchor on, something to hold on to, something to just rest on, even in times when things are not working or are not going according to plans. There's just something to hold on to, and I'm grateful to God for that. So receiving a word from the Lord concerning the year 2023, I would say, is also something that I have put in place for year 2023. And another thing that I have put in place for 2023 is writing a daily to-do list. So I've been writing a to-do list every day. I plan my next day the night before. So I don't just allow myself to enter into a new day without planning. The night before, I would sit down and I would plan and make a plan on how I want the following day to be. And I would say that this has been going so well. I did that as well in 2022, so this is more or less like a continuation. And so this is also a plan that I will have put in place for year 2023, writing a daily to-do list. Another thing I've put in place for year 2023 is a daily review as well. Every night before writing my to-do list, I also look at how I had spent the day. I look at the to-do list I written for that day, and I look at how the things I was able to do, the things I was not able to do. I think about reasons why I was not able to do them, and I make corrections. I make plans to correct whatever needs to be corrected for the following day. So for example, sometimes my reasons could be, okay, I was distracted a lot with my phone. And then my plan for the next day would be, okay, I'm going to switch off my data for some period of time and switch on my data at this time. I'm going to keep my phone not where I work, So these are just examples. So I've ensured that I do a daily review. Some days also it could be that I slept late, and then sleeping late not allowing me to wake up early to set the tone of the day, and then just not making things align because I'd already woken up late, and so I would decide that, okay, tomorrow I'm going to sleep early so that this does not repeat itself. So I would say that the daily review has really been helping, and in fact I'll have a journal where I write down how the day went. I think about how the day went and what are the things to put in place for the next day. And another thing that I would say I've put in place for year 2023 is also having a monthly review. So I'm not just going to wait till maybe 5 months or the end of the year again before I review, but I'll regularly review. I did this as well in 2022, monthly review, also monthly meetings with myself. In fact, in 2023, I have blocked a lot of retreating times, a lot of times to just retreat and draw back again. So I'm not just going to be running on autopilot in year 2023, but I've set in place weekly time of retreating, monthly time of retreating, quarterly times of retreating, just so that I'm on point, I'm on target. I'm not just on autopilot, but at every point in time I'm in sync with what God's will is and what God's agenda is for that particular period of time. And then another thing that I have put in place for 2023 is that I have blocked also enough rest time and enough self-care. I feel like I didn't do so much of this in 2022, especially for the self-care. I feel like I cared so much for every other person apart from myself, cared for my family members, and much more than myself. But this year I have also put in place, in fact, a time of self-care is part of my daily to-do list. This also has not been so difficult to fulfill, because sometimes it just feel like I have something else to do instead. It's myself, so I can just let it go, right? But I'm also really working hard towards making sure that I fulfill this every day. I have a self-care activity that I've planned for that day, and I'm ensuring I'm working towards not putting it by the side and not saying, okay, but this is for me, let me use this time to do something else while I maybe do this later. No, I'm going to really prioritize caring for myself in this new year. So I could actually go on and on. These are the things that I have set in place for year 2023. I'm going to do another video on some specific goals that I've set, spiritual goals that I've set, parenting goals that I've set, and all of that. But this is just to give you a general overview of the things that I've decided to incorporate into my new year, or to continue in my new year. If you don't mind, you can please share with me the things that you have also put in place into the year 2023. I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and please do well to subscribe to my channel and also to like my video. I pray that this year is going to be a blessed one for us, and I pray that everything that we have set our heart to do, the Lord would help us to do them in Jesus' name. Thank you for listening, and bye.